What's going on, guys? It is April 11th, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. And I just wanted to show you what I got going on here. I've got a 1960 FarmAll 460. And the tank for years has been full of rust. And it's gotten so bad, I had to get the carburetor overhauled. I'll show you that here in a sec. But I wanted to show you all this rust in here and this little thing. Look at that rust. So much rust. You know, that's bad stuff. And it's just totally gummed the carburetor up. So it was time to pull everything, the carburetor off to get it overhauled. It was time to pull the tank off, and I'm going to take the tank and get it fixed. There's chemicals you can get to pour inside the tank and do all this stuff. I really didn't want to mess with that. I really just want to take it and get it cleaned up and have it be basically new. I don't know, that's what it sounds like anyways when you get it done. I'm taking it to a place that's similar to like older radiators that don't have plastic on them. You can dip them and boil them, and that cleans all the stuff out. Rust, trash, garbage, whatever, the buildup, all that stuff. Minerals, whatever. I think there's minerals that cake or whatever from water. But you can take that there and you can boil it. And I'm going to do the same thing with the fuel tank. And the fuel tank should be back to new, or really close to it. I want to show you what it looks like up here. So I ripped all this apart. Now, let me see if I can get I'm doing everything backwards, so bear with me, guys. So, as you can see, there's a lot removed. That big hole right there is where the tank sits, and where all that gummy stuff and dirt and everything, that's the forward part of the tank. So, pulled all that out. And it really wasn't a bad job. It wasn't really hard. And it wasn't even that time consuming. It just went really smooth. I'll show you what the tank looks like. I wish I could get a video of the inside and show you what all the rust looks like, but I don't have any way of doing that. There's some of the stuff we pulled off. There's the hood. There's the front upper part of the grill. The rest of the grill is still there, but that's the top part. You got the muffler over there. You got this, for lack of better terms, the spine, if you will. That part bolts in at the very, whatever. You probably don't care. Here's the tank. Pretty good sized tank. It's like a 20, let me do it this way. I think it's 20 or 22 gallon tank. Lots of rust on the bottom. So hopefully we'll get all that cleaned out. At least that's the objective anyways. The carburetor that kept gumming up right there, had that overhauled. Just remember, just like a little tip, when you guys are putting these back to, if you ever do this, or any old farm equipment, pulling this stuff out, which is cool. It's got the original IH bolts on it because it still says IH. I think that's really cool. The last time this was probably out was when they put it in at the factory. Assumption, but it's a cool assumption. When you're putting these back in, or any of the hardware for that matter, if it's still got good thread and it looks good, just has some buildup on it of rust, dip it in some old motor oil or hydraulic fluid and screw it back in, good as new. I do have some tie rods coming for this thing. I've got spark plug wires coming for it, and something else, and I can't remember. But that's pretty much it. I think when they dip it, it takes like a couple days, I think. 2-3 days. It's cheap. They're going to charge me like $55-$60. Can't beat that. So I guess that's it. Lord willing, everything will come back together real nice and easy. And I'll be pulling so the carburetor the tractor was running real rough. Dye And if you have a lot of rust issues and it's clogging the line, I'm doing this backwards. So here's the intake fuel line. So the fuel comes into this line from the tank. So it runs down, goes into here. A lot of the times what will happen is at the top of that tank where the port comes out, where you're hooking into, well, that glass bowl that you saw there, a lot of times it'll get gummed up with rust and your tractor will die. So if you're if you're going down the road or something and that thing just dies on you and you know you've got a rust issue, you can disconnect that line right here. I hope you guys can see that. And just, you're going to get a little fuel on your lips, but blow through that line. That'll clear out that line. And then you'll see the fuel come back through the line, hook it back up. At least you could probably get home. You have to do it a few times, but at least you'll get home. So that's what was happening. I couldn't have that happen because Lord willing, I plan to pull it's a 15-foot John Deere 400 rotary hoe. I think that's what it's called. And this thing's got to be running full capacity, full power. I can't be spitting, sputtering, getting out, having to blow, air through the line to clear it. I ain't got time for that. So that's, I think that's everything. Really wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad of a job. So before I did this, I had to work on the grain truck. So I'm running on fumes a little bit, but that's it. God bless. Pray for our politicians and our leaders. Philippians 4, verse 6 and 7. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.